slides. I knew it when I saw what he had, but he claims he's going to get it done. So
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I've been in real estate one way or another for about 40 years. I made every mistake there is known to God, and hopefully I helped everyone to benefit from my mistakes and my customers' mistakes. So, I worked in high tech for a long time. I sold mainframes to Jimmy Carter White House. I sold long-haul fiber optic circuits to the Pentagon. So, and I have an MBA in information systems, so I have kind of a process approach to things. Most realtors are kind of flying by the seat of their pants. And I said, okay, let me examine the process of buying a house and selling a house and see if I can put together a story that I can present to people who have never bought a house before, or people who haven't sold a house that they've been living in for 30 years. They just don't know what's involved. And I thought if I can kind of put together the process, then they're going to understand and then we can get the smoother go. And when you buy a house, you kind of do it because you're thinking about, I want to make money long term. Well, we're all sitting here, this is your lifeline. We're all sitting here today. This is when you die, and this is when you retire. And the way that you can retire is if you make money sooner. And that's what real estate can help us to do. Andrew Carnegie said most millionaires make money through real estate. A little humor I like to work in through my presentations. What's the most important thing in real estate? Echolocation, if you're a vet. So, this scares people. But this is about 60 major important steps in the sale of a house. If you screw up on any one of these, one of three things can happen. You can screw up the sale completely, you can make less money, or you can end up in court. So, if I can keep you from making any of these steps going through them the wrong way, I'm going to do that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pretend you're a buyer, a seller, and you're thinking about listing with me. I'm going to sit down with you and I'm going to say, do you think your house is as pricey as a castle or as pricey as a barn? Well, some people think their barn is worth the price of the castle. And the way I can kind of help them is look at everything that's sold in the neighborhood that's similar. And we can also get a licensed appraiser to come in and do a licensed appraisal. Your buyer's going to have a licensed appraisal, so we want to know how the appraisal community is thinking about your house. And we're going to do some research on your house in particular. We're going to look at balances of mortgages, water bills, anything that you owe. I'm going to present you with a spreadsheet. Here's what you should net at the end of the sale. Most realtors, they don't know how to spell spreadsheet. We're going to meet in the office. We're going to fix that purchase price, sign the listing. I want you to get a pre-listing inspection on your house. I want you to fix every health and safety issue, plumbing, electrical, structural, because we don't want that showing up on an inspection report. That inspector guy, he's going to be a real pain in your butt. Ask your mortgage company, is any part of my property in a 100-year floodplain? If it is, then we can put together a strategy to deal with that. You have to, by law, disclose all hidden defects and all remaining visible defects after you've had that inspection. And give me your utility bill so I can put together a story to tell buyers about how energy efficient your home is. Now we're really going to get into the prep mode on your home. Paint the walls neutral colors. Put the brightest, warmest light bulbs in the house that you can. When people walk into a dark room, it's a little scary. They don't know it's scary, but subconsciously it is. So you need to have the brightest, best lighting that you can. Clean, clean, clean. If you have some gardens next to the front door, put in some seasonal color, because when people are driving down the road, to kind of check out your house to see, do I want to get into the house? You need a wow. And the way to wow them is to put in some seasonal color. If you don't have any gardens, that's fine. Then put in some stands and some potted plants. You want to stage the home with a moderate amount of furniture. That means for some people, they need to sell some of their furniture. Put it in storage. One item, one decorative item per horizontal surface in the house. That's my guide. Less is more. We're going to lock up your prescription drugs, your jewelry, your guns, and your checkbooks. Have a plan for your pets, and then we can talk about photographing. Okay, it's showtime. You've got to be involved with the making of the appointments. I'm going to tell you that somebody's coming, and then you've got to confirm, you've got to turn on every friggin' light in the house, open all the blinds. It's got to be as bright as possible. You may get some feedback after a tour. This is the earlier version because I switched these my head. We'll get the tour back. We may tour feedback. We may want to change some of our housing. Okay, we've got an offer on the table. We need to get to, yes, this is a famous book by Roger Fisher and William Gurry. And if everybody likes the offer and signs it, then we go zooming towards closing. But 99% of the time, there's going to be a counter offer. And even if we've got an acceptable offer, if we have multiples, we may go back to everybody and say, please give us your best. And see, an account offer means no change. It doesn't mean no charge. That's one of those things that a buyer assumed last year and they got all upset. Buyers do funny things in this current market to compete against each other. I won't go into any of this right now, but if you were a seller, I'd tell you in excruciating detail about these things so you're not surprised when we get there. We've got an offer, everybody signed, time to celebrate a little bit. We're all going to sign the offering exhibits. I'll give you a spreadsheet with important dates because you're going to have homework and you've got to hit those dates. You're going to look at the pre-approval letter that the buyer has given us. You're going to make sure that the earnest money check got delivered to my brokerage. You might want to start getting quotes from your mortgage company and maybe send some referrals to Rick. Now, what's a pre-qualification letter versus pre-approval versus full approval? Pre-qual means you just went like this to the loan officer and you said, I make this much money and I have this much debts and I have this much in my bank account. It's not worth the paper it's written on. That's why we got into trouble in 2007. Pre-approval, you have to send your paycheck, your IRS tax transcript, your account balance. Full approval means underwriting has gotten involved at the loan company and they've looked over your stuff. Homework time. You're under contract. You and I can both call the buyer's loan officer and get updates. Check all the light bulbs. There's a bulb that's burned out in here, right? Don't let that inspector write up this fixture and say it's possibly a defective fixture. It's one more thing that's going to slow us down and cost you money that you could have avoided with a $10 ticket. Look for these appointments. There may be all of them or none of them or some of them. That night we'll probably get an amendment called concerns. With inspection you'll get quotes. Now just because codes have been updated and new things need to be built on a house doesn't mean that you have to have them. Lead paint, things have been upgraded. Asbestos, things have been upgraded. Gluten, if your house has gluten, you're in trouble. All right, now it's time to negotiate on that amendment, and this is where I really kind of earn my money. I like to go to transactional analysis. You all study at school. People can exist in parent mode, adult mode, or child mode. If both parties, the buyer and the seller, are in an adult mode, they'll say nice weather, and he'll say sure is. But when we get that amendment, the buyer may say, I want you to rebuild the house. And the seller may revert to adult mode and say, hell no. And then, you're like this. My job is to keep everybody in adult mode to negotiate.
So you broke it.
Okay. We get an amendment due to concerns with the inspection. If everybody signs it, then we go off towards closing. But this is a loop that sometimes we get stuck in until everybody agrees. That closes the first of 3 contingencies. Now, what is a contingency? It allows you to get out of the contract and get your earnest money back. Since you're the seller, you have to give back the earnest money. Next one is the appraisal. The buyer's mortgage company is going to send an appraiser. If the appraisal comes in and it is at the contract price or above, then we go zooming towards closing. But if it's below, then we have to negotiate with the seller on the price of the house. Happy days are here. We've gotten through appraisal. Now it's time for the mortgage company to give final loan approval. Underwriting's done their thing. We close the loan contingency. It's time to hire your moving company. But if the buyer's loan was denied, then we've got to kind of look at that process a little bit. Perhaps, like one of my buyers, they went out and made a big purchase just before closing. When my buyers went out and bought a Lexus convertible the week before closing, I had been working with these people for 6 months to find them a house. They had to pull out of the contract. They were so lucky the seller was willing to give them back their money, and we had to wait a year before they could buy another house. If it does go into that situation, this isn't working. There's a financing exhibit, and there are rules that the buyer has to follow. If they follow the rules, then we should give them back their money. But if they didn't follow the rules, then you may be able to hold on to their earnest money, unless you have a soft heart and they were good people. Time to close. You're going to get a settlement statement a day or 2 before closing. You gather all your keys, clippers, fobs. Here's an area where people can make a mistake. Yes? 5 minutes. Oh, we're fine. If you have sold any of your personal property to the buyer, make sure you mark it. So when the movers come, they don't take the stuff that you sold to the buyer and load it on the moving truck. I got a call from my buyer. They said the freezer from the garage and the gas grill from the deck are gone. And it was evidently my fault, right? So, as I said, I've made a mistake in every part of this process, and I learn from it, and I bring it up to my people. So, you've closed on the house, you're satisfied. I appreciate if you'd submit a review to realsatisfied.com and Yelp, and tell me if any of your sellers or friends or family need some help. This is the parking lot in front of the old Home Depot, which is now the dump in Sidney Marcus Boulevard. Remax sent their balloon one day. They wanted to fly over Atlanta. They called me up and said, where can we take off? It was an empty parking lot. They let me get in. They wouldn't let me go up. But it's a great picture. So thank you so much for your time. Cool.